This short tutorial is going to walk you through the optimum dimensions for posting to IGTV, and also looking at how you can use captions with it, and basically how you can create an easier workflow for creating your content when filming for IGTVs. So firstly, it's a really simple one to remember. It's 1080 by 1920 pixels, which is identical to an Instagram story. So if you film vertically on your phone, you will be the right rough dimensions for creating your IGTV. What happens is, once you've uploaded it, if you upload in this with these dimensions, your audience cannot turn the phone, so they can't turn it around and make you smaller. The dimensions are set, which is really helpful for you being able to control how they view your content. So the two examples, we've put some captions over it. This one looks like the real-time text overlay that you can get on an IG story, but it's using an iPhone app called Captions. I'm not sure at this point whether that's available on Android, but I know it is on an iPhone. And this one uses a desktop program called Capwing, but I know some people don't always get on with Capwing. There are other options for using overlays for adding captions to your videos. Either way, you can easily add them to your videos to put them onto your IGTVs. Now, as you can see, this one doesn't have the overlay from the IGTV, and this one does. These do disappear. You can tap them once so your audience can get off of them. It's just this example, I screenshot it when it was up there. But really simple, same as Instagram story, using your captions over the top. Now, you can post non-optimized dimensions, which is this video example here. So I shot it in a landscape, and it means that when I upload it as an IGTV, when my phone is vertical, it views like this. But when I turn my phone round, the audience can view it like this. So it just means that if you're captioning this, the captions are very small, and you have to encourage them to turn it round if they want to view it like this. It isn't an issue. Most people, when they see this, will twist it round and have a go. Now, why this can be sometimes a good option for people is because you can use this dimension of video in other places. You could post it to Twitter, Facebook. You could create it into something else, so you could crop it to a square to use on your grid. So it's more versatile when you do it like this. But obviously it doesn't look quite as neatly presented as when it's full screen like this. However, there is another workaround which is really helpful for you being able to plan ahead with your content. So if you are filming and you know you want to use it as an IGTV, but you also want to post it across to Facebook or somewhere else that needs a different dimension, what you can do, film it in landscape like this, but just imagine that the middle portion is going to be the bit that's going to be your IGTV. So my example, probably I would need to sit further back from my camera so that I'm a little bit further away, but that I still don't look minuscule in the whole thing. Film your video like this, and then that is the raw footage you're going to use to put content across multiple channels. So using the editing software that you are most comfortable using for your videos, you could then crop it to the Instagram story dimensions, and then use that for IGTV and your stories. You could use this wider one here to put on YouTube or Facebook. You could also use the IGTV dimension here, this pink bit, which is also the Instagram story dimensions. You could also use it then to create a reel and edit it into a reel. You could crop it to a square to put on your grid as like an introduction to your grid, or to edit it in another way. So if you plan to do lots of different things across multiple platforms with your video, I would recommend filming in landscape like this and then editing afterwards. If the only thing you want to do is create an IGTV and maybe post a bit to your stories, or you're only going to make it into a reel, then film it in these dimensions ready for like the IGTV, and then it's quicker, there's less then editing to do. So it just depends on how you want to use the footage after. So the more footage you need across different platforms, film like this. If the only dimensions really you're going to need is this, whether it's reels, stories, or IGTV, then film like this.